People have labelled him and called him a quitter. They've seen what happened in the Joyce fight. Even against you, he finished the fight on his knee. Does he have a weakness?
Little bit, yes. Little bit, yes, because maybe it's a younger guy, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but Daniel, little bit.
I think Oleksandr Usyk is the best fighter in the world. And I've been in training camp, I've seen him up close, I've seen what he goes through. Before the Fury fight, I thought he would probably have the better of Tyson in that second fight. And I think the rounds, as they ticked on, he was just more and more superior. I thought Tyson actually boxed really well second time. Look, Oleksandr Usyk is a phenomenon.
Dubois going to make this fight into a bloodbath if he can. It's the only way he wins the fight. So that means he's going to take risks. He's going to do everything that he didn't do in the first fight. He'll try.
Usyk didn't just hint, he outright exposed Dubois as a quitter. That knee wasn't strategy, it was surrender, and Usyk remembers every second of it. He sees fear, not fire. When a man like Usyk calls you mentally weak, the damage is already done. Dubois isn't just rematching Usyk, he's reliving the night he quit under pressure.
Do you think he's a better fighter now than he was the first time you fought?
Maybe, yeah, maybe, because a lot of years, 2, 3, yeah, yeah. Now I think Daniel grow.
And do you think
like a boxer, like a man?
Yeah. Does he deserve this opportunity, or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserve, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for all people.
This isn't redemption, it's desperation wrapped in excuses. Dubois is still clinging to a narrative that no one's buying. Throw the kitchen sink? Mate, you dropped to your knees when pressure came last time. Usyk didn't rob you, he dismantled you. Body shots or not, warriors rise, quitters justify. Dubois talking brave won't change how he folded when it mattered most. But if you thought Dubois was talking reckless, Tyson Fury jumps in with a reality check that completely shuts the hype down.
I think he's been down a few times with body shots, so yeah, there's definitely this time I got to throw this kitchen sink at him, you know, land everything.
When the lineal champ tells the world Dubois wouldn't land a glove, that's not trash talk, that's fact. Fury isn't even entertaining the idea of Dubois at his level. Usyk's getting respect. Dubois getting dismissed like a sparring partner. If Dubois thinks he's elite, he better wake up. The real ones don't even rate him. And just in case there's any doubt left, Johnny Nelson breaks it all down with cold, calculated truth about boxing brains versus brute force.
He won't land the glove on me. It'd be a one-sided beatdown. But listen, I wish him luck in his fight against Usyk. What styles make fights, you know what I mean? And his style and my style don't gel. Absolutely.
Nelson just ended the debate right here. Remembering instructions isn't enough, especially when you're in with a man like Usyk who can flip the fight mid-round. Dubois looks better, sure, but looking sharp is miles away from outsmarting a technical genius. This isn't a fight of equals, it's chess versus checkers. And Usyk's already 5 moves ahead. Still, promoter Ben Shalom steps in with a defense, but instead of confidence, it sounds more like a man clinging to hope.
Usyk, he has the ability to think in the ring. Daniel has the ability to remember in the ring. And if you can think in the ring, it means you can change the direction of a fight mid.
Let's be real, when your promoter talks about different ref, different day, that's not belief, that's backup panic mode. Usyk didn't rely on circumstances, he relied on skill. Dubois didn't lose because of a venue, he lost because he mentally collapsed. Shalom may defend him, but deep down, even he knows lightning doesn't strike twice, and Usyk's waiting with thunder. And just when the promotional talk ends, Eddie Hearn throws in his perspective, and suddenly, things take an unexpected turn.
And I felt sorry for Daniel on Saturday night. He could have become, on another day, with a different referee in a different location, whether it was the right decision or the wrong decision, he could have become a heavy.
Eddie Hearn, ever the promoter, tries to inject life into Dubois' chances, but even his optimism feels rehearsed. He calls it a fight he could win, but deep down you can hear the hesitation. Why? Because inactivity doesn't build confidence when you're stepping into the ring with one of the most cerebral heavyweights in modern history. Usyk isn't just another opponent, he's a puzzle no one solved. Dubois didn't just take a break, he was broken, rebuilt, and now pushed back in as if that will erase what Usyk already knows. The truth is, Hearn's hope lies in unpredictability, not proof. He's trying to sell a miracle, not a matchup. Against Parker, Dubois didn't even make it to the negotiation table. Against Usyk, he's about to face an executioner with a smile. And if you think Eddie believes his own words, just rewind how quickly he pivots. He's not betting with confidence, he's gambling with hype. And just when you think the big names have spoken, in comes Lennox Lewis and he drops a heavyweight stamp of truth.
I'll give Dubois a shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but you know, it's exciting. And I think definitely
When Lennox Lewis, a man who's walked through fire and emerged world champion, gives you his seal of approval, that's not flattery, that's legacy talking. Usyk isn't just admired, he's respected by legends who know what it means to dominate across generations. Lennox calls it how it is, no sugarcoating. Usyk has the pedigree, the mentality, and the discipline to dismantle any heavyweight in his path, and Dubois is just another obstacle. This isn't about potential anymore, this is about delivery, and Usyk has delivered at cruiserweight, at heavyweight, in hostile territories, under massive pressure. Dubois, on the other hand, is still trying to convince people he belongs in the same conversation. Lennox isn't just endorsing Usyk, he's warning the division. When a man who once ruled the heavyweight world says he's going to do it, you don't question that. You brace for it, and Dubois better brace for impact. But if you think that's all, wait until Dave Coldwell brings a sobering reality that exposes just how far apart these two men really are.
Great Britain. It's not an easy task, but he's definitely the man that can go through with it. He's done the work, he's gone through the pedigree, and he's a certified champion. So, you know, I think, he has big hopes on doing it. He's going to do it.
Dave Coldwell says it plain. Even if Dubois is bullish, confidence alone doesn't make you dangerous. Usyk, despite all the talk about age and wear, is still operating on a frequency that Dubois can't hear. Coldwell acknowledges that Usyk's been through wars, especially the Fury clash, but what matters is how a man carries those battles. Usyk absorbs, adapts, and evolves. Dubois is still learning how to react under real fire. That one shot everyone debates, low or legal, was Dubois' only hope, and even that didn't stop Usyk. If anything, it woke him up. What Coldwell is really saying here is Dubois may be louder now, more hyped, more aggressive, but when you strip all that noise away, Usyk remains the superior machine. That's the difference between a contender and a commander. Dubois threw his best moment, and it still wasn't enough. But Tyson Fury isn't done with his commentary either, and his next message to Dubois feels more like a sarcastic farewell than genuine support.
Fight. Good fight. Where Dubois is now, he's very confident, very bullish. But Usyk's older, he's had more wear and tear. The fights with Fury have taken a lot out of him. Don't underestimate that. But Usyk's he's a different animal. He's a different animal. And ultimately, you got to remember, take away that one shot, whether you thought it was low or not, that one bit of drama, take away that.
Fury's tone says it all. This isn't support, it's satire. Do your best. That's what you tell a fighter when you've already written them off. Yes, Dubois landed a solid body shot last time, but that moment wasn't a turning point. It was a footnote. Fury knows exactly what he's doing here, planting seeds of doubt while pretending to motivate. He acknowledges the infamous body shot, but even he can't commit to saying it'll make a difference. When Tyson Fury, who has zero filters, dances around backing Dubois, that should raise alarm bells. He's basically saying, do what you can, but don't expect miracles. And that's the brutal truth. Dubois had his moment, and Usyk got up, roared back, and took over. If all you've got is hope for a repeat body punch, you're not entering a fight, you're entering survival mode. And Usyk smells blood this time, and if that wasn't enough doubt cast on Dubois, Don Charles steps in next. But even his words come laced with regret and reflection.
Who would I rather fight right now? Usyk. Because I want the revenge in England. That's all I want. I want a fair shout. And I don't believe I've got a fair shout the last two times.
Don Charles tries to rally behind Dubois, but that final line gives it away. We have to rectify the mistake. That's the haunting truth lingering over Dubois's camp. The past isn't done with them. Belief is important. Yes, but even Dubois's inner circle can't forget how it all fell apart the first time. They're not preparing for Usyk, they're trying to undo history. That's the danger. Usyk, meanwhile, isn't thinking about the past. He's preparing to dominate the present. The word mistake is key here. Mistakes are made when you're unready, untested, or overwhelmed. All things Dubois was exposed for. Even with Charles's backing, it feels more like damage control than a war cry. Usyk isn't giving second chances. He's coming sharper, angrier, and colder. Rectifying one moment won't erase an entire collapse. And if Dubois enters that ring thinking redemption is automatic, he's about to get another painful reminder of why Usyk is levels above. And then comes Tony Bellew, and he doesn't hold back when digging into the psychological demons Dubois still hasn't faced.
Do believe in Daniel Dubois as a fighter, that he's got what it takes to be successful against Oleksandr Usyk.
Tony Bellew pulls no punches here, and rightly so. When a fighter carries psychological scars into a rematch, it's not just physical readiness on the line, it's emotional warfare. Dubois may be in a different place mentally, but Bellew cleverly points out he's still the same fighter. That mental switch he's supposed to flip? It's not a button you press overnight. You can change your haircut, your corner team, your slogans. But when that pressure cooker builds, the instinct to fold doesn't disappear, it resurfaces. Bellew's concern isn't hype, it's a warning. Dubois needs a mental rebirth, not just confidence. Against Usyk, it's not just about footwork and combinations, it's about staying composed when the fight turns against you. And history shows us what Dubois does when things go south. His knees hit the canvas long before his gloves found answers. Usyk, on the other hand, lives for those high-pressure moments. He thrives when the storm is at its worst. Dubois may have grown, but those demons, they don't vanish, they wait. And Usyk's job is to rip them wide open again. And Bellew doesn't stop there. He takes it further by addressing the body shot controversy that still divides opinion.
If he can take a body shot.
But Daniel Dubois has got a lot of demons to revisit, and he's going to revisit them in this fight. I think he's in a different place mentally now than he was before the first fight. I don't want to say he's grown up and mature, because I think he's the same fighter as he was. It's just his mental approach is going to have to be different.
Tony Bellew cuts straight through the excuses and social media debates. That infamous body shot, it wasn't clean, and he knows it. The term protector isn't there for fashion, it's there because it defines the legal striking zone. Bellew isn't just offering an opinion, he's reminding everyone that rules matter, especially when desperation leads a fighter to target the borderline. Dubois fans have tried painting that moment as a game changer, but the truth, it was a last gasp effort from a man running out of ideas. You don't become a world champion by looking for rule-bending shortcuts. You earn it by dominating clean. Usyk took the shot, recovered, and punished Dubois with precision. And now Bellew is pulling back the curtain, exposing the myth that Dubois had Usyk on the ropes. That wasn't strategy. It was survival instinct. When the stakes are high and your skills fall short, you resort to desperation. Bellew knows it, Usyk proved it, and Dubois is still trying to convince the world otherwise. But the tape doesn't lie, and neither do the rules. And then Simon Jordan steps in, and his take shifts the tone to something even deeper. Class, maturity, and the evolution of both men.
Your thoughts on, do you believe it was illegal? I do.
I thought it was illegal or legal?
I thought it was illegal. It's called a protector for a reason.
Yeah.
He hits the protector.
It's illegal.
Yeah, it's below the navel.
It's a low blow.
The navel's essentially your
what's your thoughts, Carl?
I thought it was all right.
Did you?
Yeah, but I'm back on my man, so...
No. We've all got to go on. We've all got to accept this right now. Was it good for you? It wasn't good. It wasn't a good shot for me.
Simon Jordan delivers one of the most balanced takes, but buried within his words is a truth Usyk fans will appreciate. Yes, he calls Dubois a fantastic specimen, but he highlights what separates the two: maturity. Usyk isn't just experienced, he's evolved. He's walked through war zones, carried a nation's hope, and still shown up in enemy territory to outclass bigger men. That's not just a fighter, that's a master. Meanwhile, Jordan admits Dubois is growing into himself, which is just another way way of saying he's not there yet. And in boxing, almost ready doesn't beat proven greatness. Jordan respects Dubois' potential, but his phrasing gives it away. This fight is another Usyk clinic in the making. Every Usyk fight is proper because he brings levels, strategy, and discipline. Dubois may bring hunger, but hunger without seasoning leads to sloppy execution. And Usyk, he feeds off that. Jordan calls it a hell of a fight, but make no mistake, he knows who's truly prepared to go through hell and come out smiling. And just before the storm settles, we get one final glimpse, a short clip that teases everything this fight truly represents.
Usyk is a class act, a mature individual because he's older and wiser, comes from a completely different background. But Daniel Dubois is growing into himself. This will be one hell of a fight. This will be a proper fight like all of the Usyk fights have been.
Now it all comes down to this, not just another heavyweight clash, but a defining war between redemption and reign. Daniel Dubois walks into this rematch with ghosts swirling in every shadow. The knee, the controversy, the doubt, the whispers of quitting. He's not just trying to defeat Oleksandr Usyk, he's trying to silence the scars. But this isn't just any opponent. This is a generational technician, a man who's dominated every division he's touched. Usyk doesn't just fight. He dissects. He turns pressure into puzzles and power into opportunities. Dubois may look sharper, stronger, and more determined, but underneath the muscles lies the same question. What happens when Usyk turns up the heat again? Because once the rhythm shifts and the chess match begins, there's no hiding behind raw power. Usyk has outthought better men, outboxed giants, and outlasted storms. The weight of experience, ring IQ, and psychological warfare leans entirely in Usyk's favor. But if Dubois somehow cracks through, if he lands that one shot clean and legal, the entire division could be shaken. That's what's at stake, a chance to erase a career-defining low or to cement one of the most humiliating repeats in modern heavyweight history. If Usyk wins, it's another chapter in an already legendary book. Another masterclass to remind everyone why he's untouchable. If Dubois pulls it off, it'll be the upset of the decade, a comeback no one saw coming. But let's not kid ourselves. The smart money, the educated eye, and the legends of the game all point one way. This isn't just a fight, it's a reckoning. The only question left is, are you backing the master of movement, Oleksandr Usyk, or do you believe Daniel Dubois is finally ready to rewrite his legacy? Let us know. The war is coming.